All right, well, we're going to move to this because the government is shut down, and this shutdown is hitting the second month. We see no end in sight.
As a result, airports across the U.S. are facing major problems, and SNAP benefits could expire today for millions.
Rebecca Castor is live in Washington, kicking things off for us. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Griff. In final hour decisions yesterday, 2 federal judges ruled SNAP benefits must continue during the shutdown. But the Trump administration isn't sure how they can legally do so and want the courts to clarify.
There is a contingency fund at USDA, but that contingency fund, by the way, doesn't even cover, I think, half of the $9.2 billion that would be required for November SNAP, but it is only allowed to flow if the underlying program is funded. It's called a contingency fund, and by law, contingency fund can only flow when the underlying fund is flowing.
President Trump says he doesn't want the 42 million people who rely on this program to go hungry, and the easiest solution is for Democrats to immediately reopen the government.
The Democrats just don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's wrong with them. They've never done a thing like this. They've become crazed lunatics. All they have to do is say, let's go, let's open up our country, and everything snaps back into shape.
Mr. President, are you going to meet with Democratic leadership?
I'm always going to meet. All they have to do is open up the country. The Republicans are very unified, they're very strong, and they want to do what's right for the country.
The shutdown is also leading to problems in the air. There was a close call yesterday at Boston's Logan Airport between a landing plane and another clearing for takeoff. And at LaGuardia in New York, 2 planes collided on the tarmac. The FAA said last night half of its core 30 facilities are experiencing staffing shortages, and nearly 80% of air traffic controllers are absent at New York area facilities. Now, taking a look at the misery map, there are already over 500 delays and more than 100 canceled flights in the U.S. this morning. A stressful day ahead for travelers, and the holiday travel rush is just around the corner, guys.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Rebecca Castor,
Thanks, Rebecca.
Washington. Thanks.
Yeah, will be really interesting to see what the political dynamics, whether they change as people start to feel the pinch not only in, obviously we've all been sort of dealing with it for the past month with travel and things like that, but when you start looking at things like food stamps drying up, it's going to get very interesting in terms of the political pressure people start to feel.
Yeah, especially as you get towards the holidays, right? How long can they keep this up? They're going to take away the SNAP benefits for poor people, on Thanksgiving. That is a bad look. By the way, we already know that a lot of these food banks are under pressure they've never seen before, so that is not going to be able to make up the difference. We also know that SNAP benefits have skyrocketed since Joe Biden was in office.
They went from like 60 billion to 120 billion. But look, this is real pain. 1 in 8 Americans depend on these food stamps, or SNAP program as it's now called. We can show you some of the numbers. 42 million Americans we're talking about. 73% SNAP households at or below poverty level. 79% SNAP households include children, senior citizens, or disabled members. It averages to about $332 per household benefit. But let's be clear about this. The Democrats owned this shutdown. Even CNN came out and said it in their data. And at the end of the day, this is about 15 times now, Democrats, they can't find 5 Democrat senators to vote for the Biden CR. These are the continuing resolution funding under Biden levels for these increased SNAP benefits and everything else that the government funds. And at the end of the day, you wonder, as this pain gets worse, will Democrats finally say, look, the country thinks we own it. We need to open things back up and get an agreement.
And of course, President Trump is now talking about trying to break the filibuster. And the thing that I think is really interesting about this, because obviously this has been a fight in Washington for a long time, even if they don't break the filibuster, change the filibuster rules, the fact that Donald Trump is talking about it being a filibuster is a reminder that, as you point out, Griff, bipartisan majorities in both chambers of Congress have passed that legislation. It is a Democrat minority in the Senate that are holding up the spending. Democrats are filibustering food stamps right now for poor people and payment to federal workers, including FAA workers. This is a Democrat filibuster, and people forget about it because there isn't somebody on the House floor or on the Senate floor sitting there haranguing 24/7. But this is what a filibuster is, and the fact that President Trump has put his finger on that is highlights the fact that that is what this is, and it is 100% Democrats doing.
And the president and his cabinet, I think, have done a good job of saying, call Chuck Schumer. Remember the meme of, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries with the sombreros on, saying, hey, they're holding this up for illegal immigration, payments for health care. So there's been some very good messaging that I think has broken through sort of usually the media is on the side of the Democrats, enabling them.
Usually?
Almost always. But in this case, the president and his cabinet, I think, have been using social media very effectively to remind everybody of who is actually behind this. And of course, people experiencing it for themselves when they go to the airport. And in this case, also SNAP benefits.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.